I love talking about AI, especially around for people who are looking to get into the tech space. All right. But just a little bit about myself before we continue. As I said, my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Naviant Analytics. And I've been able to rack up close on 7 years of experience in the space. And I've worked as a consultant for top firms like Alfa Romeo. I did that remotely from Nigeria, working as a data analyst and a data scientist with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands. They used to be a partner with Ferrari up until about 2016, and Ferrari became a standalone organization themselves. All right, and I've been able to help close on 3,000 Africans make that switch into tech. And I also switched into tech myself. So I had my first degree in mechanical engineering. So I was not born a tech bro. All right. So I would want to know where we are all joining us from. So you can just type it in the chat. I am joining from Lagos. So let me know where you're joining us from: Abuja, if you're joining us somewhere outside of Nigeria, within Africa, or outside of Africa. So let us know where you are actually joining us from now. Okay, type it in the chat. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Let us know. Where are you joining us from? All right, Enugu, Onitsha, Lagos. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep the responses coming. Okay. Um, Fantastic. Okay, England, Port Harcourt, Lagos. So let's keep it coming. All right. So in this session, okay, it is man versus machine. Man versus machine. You know all those movies where you see robots destroying the world. Okay, it is something like that we're going to be experiencing in today's session. All right, just kidding, not literally. In the corporate world, man versus machine. How is that going to pan out? All right, so but first things first, let me tell you about Naviant Analytics, and I would love to also know if you are joining us for the very first time, or if you've been in any of our sessions in the past. So if you're joining us for the very first time, type first timer in the chat box. If this is not your first time of joining us, then just type regular so that I know if you are okay. Welcome, John. You're welcome for the very first time. Okay, Alpha Sani, you're welcome also. So let's type it in the chat. I'd love to really meet you if you are joining for the very first time. Okay, so fantastic miracle. That's brilliant. So it's good to always meet new people. All right, I've done the introduction of myself. I hope you got that. Now I'll be introducing to you Naviant Analytics. So you may be seeing or joining us for the very first time. So Naviant Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help Africans get into the tech space. So we make use of three career paths in helping Africans: data analytics, data science, and business analysis. Okay, and we work with astute professionals to make this happen. So it's not a case of theory, it's a case of working on real world projects that gives you that actual job experience, and the confidence that comes along with it to take on real world jobs in that space. So today we're going to be following a roadmap. Okay. I'm super excited. I can't wait to show you what we have. Okay. So what we're going to do today is this. The very first thing is, we talked about people getting into tech. So I'll talk a little bit about some of them that got into the tech space, okay, with the help of Naviant. And then we'll look at AI versus machine. All right, AI. So I said AI versus machine. I beg your pardon. AI versus human. So that's machine, man versus machine, rather. Okay, man versus machine. And how can you even leverage that matchup? As an advantage to you getting into the tech space. Okay, and then there will be announcements, and of course you'll be able to ask me any questions that you have, but I need to know that you are excited. Okay, I need to know that you're excited. So there'll be an attendance form. If you are here, there will be an attendance form in the chat box. Do well to fill it out. Okay. Anything I use in today's session will be shared with you alongside the recording of this session, so that later on you can go on whatever practical we do in this session. You can try it on your own as well. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? So everything, I'll be using the data set, I'll be using my slides. The recording is there also. This session is recorded, so you want to ensure that you fill out the attendance form if you want that in your mailbox. Okay, are we good to go? We are ready to fly. We are ready to fly. Fasten your seatbelt and prepare for takeoff. Pilot speaking. Are we ready? Are we ready? So I am your pilot, and the pilot has spoken. So let us go ahead. Let us go ahead. I can't see any responses. Are we together? Am I audible enough? Am I audible at all? Are we ready? Where are the people here? Where are we? Give me a sign. Show me a sign that you are ready. Okay, I can see the thumbs up. Can see the thumbs ups. Fantastic. Great. All right. So now that we have the kind of responses I'm looking for, let's go ahead. So we'll start with Esther. Okay. Esther, this is a young lady who finished from the School of Nursing. Okay, so she went to the School of Nursing. Very quickly, Esther realized that while nursing sort of aligns with her passion in terms of where she wants to be as a professional, okay, the space she wants to be as a professional, it did not quite meet up with her financial goals. So Esther was dissatisfied, and she decided, you know what, I want more, I can't do this, I'm going to go into tech. Now she chose data analytics, and this was back in February. Okay, fast forward 3 months later, she got her very first role as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. Okay, working hybrid with Power Nigeria. Now, Esther had some struggles, and I love to talk about people's struggles so that you know that this is somebody that actually did it. Now, one thing Esther battled with was she felt overwhelmed. Okay, and this was where our expert mentorship came into play. Now, for somebody trying something new, there is every possibility, especially if it's something that is serious, okay, and not a joke. You may likely feel that overwhelmingness, especially if you have something on the side you're doing, right? So, and that was where we came in. What are the areas she was struggling with? We brought her up, and she was able to move from somebody struggling with the shared deliverables that she needed to deliver on. She moved on to get her very first tech job. Now it's not only Esther, we also have Naomi, and Naomi's story is fantastic. For those of you who joined early, you may have seen this face already. Naomi works in a francophone country, all right, and she's a Nigerian, and for that reason, she started getting this uh, you know mis let me say disadvantage, right, because of that tribal difference that she has, or cultural difference. So while she was a manager, she was being relegated to the background, and what she decided to do was, okay, I'm going to leave, but they did not allow her leave. So she was disgruntled, and she said, you know what, I'm going to decide to upskill. I want to work remotely, right? So she chose our business analysis program. This was also early this year. And fast forward to today, okay, she got promoted. Listen to me. She got promoted by the same company that relegated her. Not just an ordinary promotion, but she had a whole department created and she was asked to lead that department. She said, oh, she's going to think about it. I said, no, don't think about it. Take it. She said, okay, at least will you train me to be able to effectively lead the department? And you know what they said to her? We see what you do on LinkedIn. We see your activity on LinkedIn. You, Naomi, would be the one to teach others and head that department. And that was how it happened for her. Simply because she followed our instructions, she did not build in silence, she did not learn in silence, she put it out there. And there is a reason I'm mentioning all these things. Okay? There is a reason I am mentioning all of these things. Now, we all know of ChatGPT. Is there anybody here that has not heard of ChatGPT? I mean, if you've not heard of ChatGPT, just type no. If you have heard of ChatGPT, just type ChatGPT in the chat box so I know we're on the same page because we're about to get into the practicals of today's session. Okay, we'll do a little bit of practicals. So, how many of us have, how many of us know ChatGPT or have used ChatGPT? If you have, just type in the chat box, ChatGPT. Where are my people? Okay, ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Okay, fantastic. ChatGPT. All right. So if you haven't used ChatGPT before, at least you know Meta AI on WhatsApp, right? You know Meta AI on WhatsApp. Okay, you know Meta AI on WhatsApp. Fantastic. If you've not used ChatGPT before, at least you know Meta AI. Now, Meta AI and ChatGPT are practically very similar. Okay, although ChatGPT has more features because it's not embedded on WhatsApp, right? It's not limited to what can be done on WhatsApp. So ChatGPT is a very intelligent AI that pretty much can answer any question you ask it because it has that very unique ability of generating stuff. Now let's look at some of the data, and and this was me analyzing some jobs back then. Okay, looking for what is the popularity of AI in the job market right now. And the very first thing I looked at was the requirements, the requirements of these jobs. Um, which AI tools are sought for across jobs, and ChatGPT came out top. Okay, ChatGPT came out top. All right, and then I also looked at the AI tools versus experience level. Now the you have the entry level, mid level, and senior level. The orange bar is where AI is required, for that level, and the blue bar, the blue part of the bar is where AI is not required. And you can see how much AI is required across all levels. Okay, across all levels, you can see how much AI is required in today's landscape. And then I also looked at what are what are the jobs that will not just require just AI, but would require you to know some ethics and data privacy knowledge along with the AI. Okay, so all in all, all right, all in all, okay, you can see how the popularity of AI is taking precedence even in the job market today. So, guys, the attendance form is in the charts. Okay, just to alert you, the attendance form is in the chat. It's a blue link posted by one of my team members, Inquiries Nabiant. So, click on that link, fill the form, type done once you have. So, click on the link, fill the form. Remember, by filling the form, you will get access to my slides, the data set I'll be using later on today, as well as the recording of this particular session. Okay, and I would love to see what you guys build after this session. Okay, so And mind you, anything I do tonight, you will be able to replicate it um, the same way I have, and you sure will be learning something today. So let's move ahead. Now, I want us to look at a real scenario. Okay, let's use a real data set to actually work on to compare human beings versus AI. So we say human versus AI, right? Who wins? Let us use an actual data set. Okay, there is no way we can compare that. Let's use an actual data set. We'll analyze it ourselves as data analysts, and then we analyze using the AI, and we see, is there any discrepancy? Did AI make mistakes? Can AI replace us? Are we together, guys? And in between, we'll be learning some things, okay? As we're analyzing, I'll be teaching you some things about the tool we're going to be using to analyze. We use Microsoft Excel, all right? As we are using the AI also, I'll also teach you one or two things about the AI and what you need to know about using AI for data analytics. Are we ready? If you are ready, fill the attendance form. If you know you are ready, fill the attendance form and type done in the chat if you have. So I know. Okay. If you're ready, fill out the attendance form while we continue, and type done in the chat once you have filled the attendance form. Okay. Click on that blue link in the chat that you can see, fill it out, and let us continue. Fantastic. So great. Now, one of the things that we need to do is this. So let me bring up the data set we will be using. Okay, if you fill the attendance form, okay, type it down in the chat while I bring up the data set we'll be using. And I want you to focus on my screen, guys. I want you to concentrate on my screen while you fill the attendance form. So I'll give you a moment. Fill out the attendance form and then concentrate on my screen ASAP so you don't miss anything. So I actually want you to concentrate. Like I said, once you fill the attendance form, you get these data sets, you get my slides, you also get the recording. So you have everything you need to replicate whatever I do in tonight's session. So ensure to fill out that form. That is the lifeline. So now let's continue. When you look at this data set, okay, how many columns do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, let me walk you through what the data set is actually saying. Okay. Now, this data set is sort of like a customer, so a customer service agent. So let's call this customer service. Okay, customer service agent. So this is customer service agent ID. All right. So these are the agent IDs. Okay. And once you have agent ID, uh, you can also have agent's name, but IDs are more unique. What if you have two agents with the same name? How do you tell them apart? Especially if your agent name is Muhammad Suleiman, like my name. Okay. If you go on LinkedIn and type Muhammad Suleiman, you see a lot of Pakistanis with the same spelling of my name. Right. So how would you tell us apart if we work in the same company, right? So the only way is to have an ID, employee ID, customer ID. So that's how you use. That's what IDs are meant for, to uniquely identify, uh, you know, uh, uh, records in your data. So these are the agent ID. You now have regions. What regions are these customer service personnel working from? Northwest, North Central, Northwest, and the likes. And then you have the states, and we're familiar with these states, right? Some of you are in Kaduna, some of you are in Abuja. Is there anyone from Katsina here? Is there anybody in Katsina here? So these are the states in which these agents operate. Am I making sense? These are the states in which these agents operate. Okay. Now you also have total transaction. Total what? Transaction. Now the total transaction is through this particular agent, okay, how many transactions have they handled? Okay, how many transactions have they handled? Okay, how many transactions have they handled? Now, this the other column is talking about the failed transaction. So of all the transactions that they handle, we are concerned about those that have failed. Okay, so you have a customer call in and they are making inquiries about the transaction. How many of these transactions were actually failed transactions? So we want to know, because if a transaction is failed, right, somehow one complaint or the other, you need to resolve it, right? As a customer agent, you need to resolve it. So, and that brings us here. What is the average time it takes that particular customer agent to resolve customer issues? Are you with me? Are you with me? What is the time taking to resolve the issues? Okay, so the average time, and this is in minutes, so you have 25 minutes, 28 minutes, 19 minutes, 26 minutes, and so on and so forth. And then you have customer feedback. Customer feedback. Okay, customer feedback. All right, customer feedback score on a scale of 1 to 5. And then you have the date the agent joined. Okay, the date the agent joined. Now, I want to turn myself into a data analyst, and I want you to also join me in becoming a data analyst right now, because we're going to analyze this data and look at one or two things about the data as time permits us. And then we also use the AI to try to do the same thing and see how it goes. Are you ready? Are you ready to become a data analyst right now? Are you ready to become a data analyst? Fantastic. So what we are going to do is this. This is Microsoft Excel, by the way. This is Microsoft Excel, okay? These are tabs. You have the File tab, Home tab, Insert tab, Draw tab. So this is Microsoft Excel. All right? This is Microsoft Excel. Okay? Microsoft Excel. Are you with me, guys? Microsoft Excel. So one thing we will do is to turn this data set to what we call an Excel table. How many of you know what an Excel table is? Who knows what an Excel table is? Excel table. So the very first thing you want to do is to turn this data into an Excel table. Okay, and how do you do it? You click anywhere in the data set. Who's with me, guys? Who's with me? I can only see, I can see just less than 10 dots. If you not fill the form, click on the link in the chat, fill the form. Brilliant. So you want to click anywhere in the data. Okay, click anywhere in the data and do a Control T on your keyboard. Control T, T for table, T for table, T for table. Now, when you do a Control T, all right, when you do a Control T, you're going to see this window pop up. Okay, you're going to see this window pop up and it says create table. Create table. Where is the data for your table? Is already highlighted. You don't need to do anything about that. But you want to ensure that this box is ticked, just like mine. So if yours is blank, ensure that it is ticked. Now, the reason I'm taking my time to explain this is so that when you get the recording, you get the data set, you can replicate this same thing on your own. And I want you to connect with me on LinkedIn and give me a feedback. Post it on LinkedIn, tag me, give me a feedback on how it went. Okay. So my table has headers. Ensure it is ticked. And then you want to click on OK. You want to click on OK. Now, what happens is it turns the data set into an Excel table. Now, you may be wondering, oh, Mohammed, did you do this just for the colors? No, I did not. It is not just the colors. The colors is just, an add-on to the table functionality. Okay, for those of us who are hearing Excel tables for the first time, I want you to look up here. Okay, I want you to look up here. So let me switch my screen so that you can see it clearly. Allow me to just switch my screens so you can see this clearly. Okay, allow me to just switch my screens. I want you to really see what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this. So give me a while, give me a second to switch my screens. All right. So I have switched my screen. So let me know if you can see it a whole lot better now. Okay, you should be able to see it a whole lot better now. My screen should come up anytime soon, and you should be able to see what I am presenting a whole lot better. Okay, where I want you to look at is the Excel tab, okay? And because I have turned this into an Excel table using Control T for table, I now have the table design tab. Table design, table design. Can we all see that? Table design. Can we see that? Table design. Are we together, guys? Now, the table design, you click on table design. Of course, guys, let me show you something in case when you're doing it on your own and you fall into this error. If you click outside the table, if you click outside the table, you will not see table design. You need to be clicked inside the table for table design tab to pop up. It's a temporary tab. Okay, it's because you have a table here clicked on. That's why you can find the table. Click outside, it disappears. So you need to click on the table, okay, and click on table design right here. Okay, if you can't see my screen for any reason, fill out the attendance form so when you get the recording you're able to see it, else you miss both ways. All right, so now when you click on table design, you want to name the table right here under table name box. The table name box is right here. Click in there and rename the table to a name you can remember easily. I love to call it data. I love to call my data data. I mean, it is what it is, right? I want to call my data data. So I type in data there and hit enter. And once I do that, the name is registered. Are we together? Once I do that, the name is registered. Now, Mohammed, you just want to analyze this data. What's the whole point of this? We are getting somewhere. Now, guys, can you see this little plus line here? Can you see this little plus line here? Can you see this little plus line? I'm going to click on that to add another sheet. Okay, so this is a sheet. This is the current sheet where we are. I'll click on this plus sign to add a new sheet. To add a new sheet is like a fresh page. Okay, it is like a fresh page. Now, this page is where we're going to do our analysis. Okay, this is where we're going to do our analysis. Now, I'm going to create something called pivot table. Okay, but before we go on to that, let us analyze this data based on, okay, let us analyze this data, all right, based on um, based on uh, the state. So let's look at, okay, let's do it like this. Let's look at the regions that have the let's look at the region per the average resolution time. Are we together? Let's look at region per the resolution time. Are we together, guys? Region per resolution time. So you see we have northwest here, we have northwest here. Where is northwest again? We have northwest here, but this, it has divided it into all the states. Okay, it divided it into states. So we want to summarize everything so we can see each of the regions per the average resolution time, per average resolution time. So I'm going to come to the sheet too. Okay, I'm going to come to sheet 2, and because I have converted the raw data set to an Excel table using Control T, I can call out that table, okay, in a summary table. I can summarize it using a summary table. But in Excel, we don't call it summary table, we call it pivot table. It is used to summarize a larger table. The table I created initially is called an Excel table. But now I want to create a summary table from that table. The summary table in Excel is called what? Pivot table. Am I making sense, guys? We are using a pivot table to summarize the initial data. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to teach you a shortcut to create a pivot table or a summary table, anyhow you want to call it. It's the same language, right? Now I am going to hold my Alt key, okay? Okay, let me show you the normal way before I show you the shortcut. All right, so I'll normally I'll click on insert. Okay, I'll click on insert and click on pivot table. Okay, I'll click on pivot table, and that will create something like this for me. But if I don't want to touch my mouse at all, I just want to use my keyboard, I hold my Alt key, I hold my alternate key, okay, and notice what happens. Notice what happens. Excel labels my tabs. Now the insert tab is N, so I tap N. I tap N. It drops down all the options. Now, what letter is pivot table now? What letter? I'm still holding my Alt key, by the way. I'm still holding my Alt key all the way. Okay, by the way, I'm still holding my Alt key. So now pivot table is V. So I click V, and now it's asking me, where do I want to create the pivot table from? From table or range. So I click on T. So Alt NVT creates a pivot table for you. Alt NVT, N for net, V for van, T for table, while holding your Alt key all along. That creates a pivot table for you. But there is one last thing you need to do before it finalizes your pivot table for you. You see this dialog box, this pop-up here. It is asking, what is the name you gave your Excel table? What is the name you gave your Excel table? Because it's possible for you to have more than one table, more than one Excel table, right? So who can remember? What name did I give my Excel table? Who can remind me? I've forgotten. I want to know if you are following. What name did I give? Fantastic, data. So I will type data inside of this box. So I'll type data. And once I type data, I do nothing else. I simply click on OK. I simply click on OK. Now, once I do that, let me show something right here. Once I do that, okay, this is a pivot table created. This is a pivot table. Okay, this is a pivot table. Now, on the right hand side, I have something called pivot table fields. Pivot table fields. Let me enlarge it a little bit. Pivot table fields. Now, if you look at it, this is the same as the column headers that I have in my data set, right? Customer service agent ID, region, state, total transaction, failed transactions, average resolution time in minutes, customer feedback score, and date joined. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Are we together? That is the column header of my data set. And that's because that is the data set I called as data, right? So now, what we want to do is answer the question, what is the summary per region? What is the summary per region with respect to resolution time? What is the summary per region? So we want to know which region do we take the least time to resolve customer issues, or which region do we take the most time in resolving customer issues? So what I'm going to do is, you see that little box beside region, I'm going to click on the box, and what do you notice? Instead of the way it appears in my data set, notice what happens to the pivot table. This is a summary of the regions. This is a summary of the regions: North Central, Northwest, um, North, Southeast, and Southwest. Are we together? So this is a summary of the region. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Brilliant. So this is a summary of the region. So we selected regions. Okay. Chibuzo is likely on network. Okay. So if you can see my screen, please type I can see your screen so Chibuzo knows that it's an issue from their end. So Chibuzo, my best advice for you is to fill the form now so you don't lose both ways. If you can't see my screen now, at least you want to be able to see it later, right? When you are doing it on your own. So please click on that link you are seeing in the chat, fill the attendance form. So you get my slides, you get this data set, you also get the recording of the session so you can replicate whatever it is that I'm doing right now. Okay, so now I have the regions because I've selected regions. Now let me select average resolution time. So I'm going to select average resolution time. What do you notice, guys? What do you notice? You can see that the average resolution time column is now summarized in my beside each of the regions. Beside each of the regions. Are we together? Beside each of the regions. Now, notice that the column says average resolution time. But what has Excel done? Excel has summed it up for me. Okay, Excel has added all of the average resolution time for me. So, but what I want to see is actually average, not sum of. I want to see average of. I don't want to see sum. I want to see average. So it has added everything up for me. I want to average it. So I know that for this region, averagely, in how many minutes? This is the total minutes. Yeah, now that it takes to resolve problem. But I want to see the average. Okay, what's the average? And so I can compare that with other regions. Okay, the sum will not really tell me the story I need. So how do I fix that? I want you to look at the boxes here. I have 4 boxes. I have the filters box, I have the columns box, I have the region, I have the rows box rather, and then I have the values box. When I selected region, it came into the rows box. This is the box where your text data comes in. And any numerical data that you select automatically will come into the values box. And if you don't want it there, you can drag it elsewhere. You can put it anywhere else you want, but I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it here. Okay, because that's exactly where I want it to be. So what do I want to do? I'm going to right click on it right here. I'm going to right click on it in this box. Okay, I'll right click on the sum of average resolution in this box. Okay, pardon. So I click on it, I click on it, and I want to click on value field settings. Value field settings. I click on value field settings, and then I have the option to click on average. Currently is on sum. I want to click on what? Average. Are we together? Average. Okay, I click on average. Now, once I click on average, I click on OK. And that gives me the average resolution time, which is more representative. So in 18.2 minutes, that's the average minutes it takes. 18.2 minutes, that's the average time it takes for resolution to be found for a customer in North Central. Okay, it is much faster in Northwest and Southwest. Okay, in the Southeast, it takes the most time on average to solve a problem, which is 18.6 minutes. So, but this is not enough. Yes, we've been able to see, analyze the data, right? But this is not enough. We need to visualize. Who is ready to visualize? Let's visualize it. And to visualize, you need to be clicked on the pivot table. You need to be clicked on the pivot table, and then you will see pivot table analyze. Remember, just as in the first sheet, when I said If you click outside of the table, you will no longer see table design. It is the same story for pivot table. If I click outside the table, pivot table analyze will disappear. But if I click on the pivot table analyze will reappear. Am I making sense, guys? And if you want to create a chart, you want to click on pivot table analyze. So I click on pivot table analyze, and under pivot table analyze, I would see pivot chart, pivot chart, pivot chart. So I click on pivot chart, and it recommends a chart for me. So this is what a clustered column chart, clustered column chart. Okay, if I put my mouse on it, it gets bigger so that I can see it well. But I don't want a clustered column chart. I want a bar chart. I want a bar chart. So you can select whichever chart type you want from here. Okay, but what I want is a bar chart. So I'll click on bar. I'll click on bar, and that gives me a bar chart. That gives me a bar chart. So I click on OK. I click on OK. So once I click on OK, I have my bar chart right here. So let me put it on the side here. Okay, let me put it on the side here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Now I put it on the side here. I'm not done yet, guys. I'm not done. So what we want to do is I want these bars to be arranged from the longest to the shortest. Am I making sense? The longest to the shortest. So it's easy for the eye to flow from top to bottom. So it's easier to tell a story than we having to guess which bar is the longest, which is shortest. So let Excel arrange it in either ascending or descending order. So, and you learn something very valuable about Excel here. Now, to do that, I come back to this pivot table, okay, and I right click on any of the values, right click on any of the numbers there, right click on any of the numbers there. And once you right click on any of the numbers, you see what? Sort. You see sort. You see sort. Hover your mouse on sort and select sort smallest to largest. Now, for bar chart in Excel, okay, for bar charts in Excel, if you select, what we want is largest to smallest, right? Okay, but if you look at largest to smallest, okay, let's even select largest to smallest. Let's see what happens. If I select largest to smallest, what happens to the bar? It gives me from the shortest to the longest. Okay, so it means I need to select smallest to largest. Okay, it's just how Excel is. So let's do it again. So I'm going to right click on one of the values, hover my mouse on sort, and click on sort smallest to largest, and that arranges it for me in this manner. Are we together, guys? Are we together? So you can see the bars. What is the first? What is the which region? So let me ask you the question now. Which region solves problems the fastest? Let me see if you are following. Which region solves problems the fastest? Who can answer? Which region? Let me see if you are following now. Which region solves problems the fastest? Exactly, Southwest, because they take the least time in solving problems. Okay, they take the least time in solving problems. So let us do one more thing, and then we'll use AI to do this very quickly. Okay, because we still have a lot to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add data labels so that we can see the actual values here. So I'm going to click on this plus sign, okay, and select data labels. I'll select data labels so that you can add the data labels here. You can add the data labels here. Okay, so I don't need this axis anymore. So I'm just going to click on any of the numbers in that axis, this 0, 5, 10, 15. Just click on any of the numbers and hit delete. Okay, I then click on the line, any of the line. I can click on this second line here, click on this second line, delete. So that takes it out. And then this total here, I don't need it. I click on the total, delete. Okay, and then I have something like this. Okay, I have something like this. Now, the data labels have too many decimals. Okay, too many decimals, too many decimals, too many decimals. Let me do this way. Too many decimals. Okay, let's fix that. I fix it by coming back to the pivot table. I highlight the values. I highlight the values, highlight the values. Okay, click on home, click on home. Okay, and then I use one of these icons, this one that says decrease decimal. So I keep clicking on it, I keep on clicking on it, I keep on clicking on it until it has just one decimal left. Notice what happens to the chart. Anything I do to the pivot table reflects on the chart. That is how Excel works. Are we together, guys? That is how Excel works. So 18.7, 18.2, 14.9, 14.5. So we have this here. Let's leave it here. Okay. Let us leave it here. Now let us go to the let us go to chat GPT, for example. Okay, so I'm gonna go to chat GPT. All right, I'll go to chat GPT. Okay, and here I want to analyze, I want to analyze. Okay, um I want to analyze, the data set. So I'll tell ChatGPT, I will give you a data set. I'll give you a data set, and you will analyze it and create charts for me depending on the question I want to answer. Okay, I'll tell ChatGPT, I'll give you a data set and you analyze it and create charts for me, depending on the question I want answered. And then it's going to say, oh, please go ahead and upload the data set you'd like me to analyze. Once it's uploaded, let me know the specific question or questions you want to answer so I can perform the analysis and create appropriate charts. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to add the data set. I'll click on the plus sign, okay, and click on add photos and files, and that opens up my local drive. And the data set is also, this is the data set also, agent performance. Okay, agent performance. All right, I click on this, I click on open. Okay, and it uploads the data set to chat GPT. Now it is highly valuable that I mentioned this here. You do not just upload data set to chat GPT. Okay, you need to ensure that data privacy has been data privacy actions have been taken. So if you have people's names, people's details in a data set, do not upload it to ChatGPT. Okay, the first thing you need to do is to codify those names. Okay, encrypt it, use a code for it, not Python codes. I mean, as in, instead of saying Mohammed Suleiman, say customer one. Instead of saying, let me see who's person. Instead of saying Yetunde Adewale, you say customer two. Okay, but you have another document where you've documented who customer one is, customer two is, customer three is in a separate file that you are not going to upload to ChatGPT. That way you have affected data privacy. Okay, so this kind of information in your data is usually known as personally identifiable data. Okay, name, age, address, and so on. If your data contains that, you want to ensure you encrypt PIDs or PIIs, personally identifiable informations, so that you don't violate data privacy rules. Very efficient. So that has been done. So I just wanted to mention so that you don't think that, oh, Mohammed just uploads data into ChatGPT. That is not done like that. Okay. So now that I've uploaded it, I want to even see what ChatGPT will do with the data. So I'm not giving it any instruction here yet. So I send it to ChatGPT. I send it to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, look at it, it has opened the data set to look at its content. Okay. And then it says Great, I've received the file. Agent performance, please. Let me know the specific questions, the type of chart you want to use to visualize, any filters or breakdown you want. Okay, so I I would ask it. I want to know the average resolution time per region. Okay, I want to know the average resolution time per region. Okay, so I send that and wait. For I didn't even tell it the chart I want it to use. I just said I want to know the average resolution time per region, and ChatGPT is analyzing it. So let's wait for it. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's see what it comes up with. Now, ChatGPT, okay, without even telling it the kind of chart I want to use, guess what? It created what? The average time, average resolution time per the region. Now, it used the x-axis, right? It used this axis. So let me tell it to add data labels. It should use data labels. I want you to use data labels so that we can compare the values. Okay, I cannot stress myself to start aligning my eyes to see whether the values are correct. Okay, so I'm gonna say use data labels. And mind you, this is the free ChatGPT version. Okay, this is the free version. All right. Um, so use data labels. So use data labels. So this is analyzing it. Use data labels. So it's going to create the same chart, but this time it uses data labels. Okay, can you see it now? 18. So I want you to look at these values. Do they ring a bell? 18.7. Let's check what I have in Excel. Oh, 18.7. The next one is 18.2. Let's see, what do I have here? 18.2. Okay, next one is what? 14.9 and then 14.5. What do I have here? 14.9, 14.5. Who wins? Man versus machine. Who wins? Who wins? Man versus machine. Who do you consider the winner? Who do you consider the winner? Machine. Why? Machine is a whole lot faster than man. Okay? The AI is a whole lot faster with the same proficiency. All right? It is a whole lot faster. Okay, it's a whole lot faster. So, but the best combination that would win all the time, it is man and machine combined. Man and machine combined. So AI is useless without you. Okay, AI is useless without you. This AI wouldn't have been able to create this the way I want it with the data level. So it still included the x-axis. So I can tell it use only use only the data labels. Okay, let's even see what to do. Use only the data labels. I hope I still have a location to analyze. So it's going to create the chart again. Okay, it's going to create the chart again without that lower axis and use just the data label. So imagine ChatGPT can do this, okay, without me. I mean, if you know how to speak English, you can do the same thing if you have access to the data. So we are getting into that future where data analysis would be done by people who know how to solve problems, not people who know how to write codes. Okay, but it is still important that you know how to do these things. Okay, so what wins is machine plus man. Man and machine combined is the winner. Okay, so if you are that professional who has some sort of apathy to AI, then guys, you will be replaced by somebody who uses AI. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to lose my job to AI." No, you won't use your job to AI, but AI will still replace you. But how will AI replace you? It's going to replace you using somebody that uses AI. So if I am a data analyst and I know how to use AI, okay, I will most likely replace you if you rely on just your technical know-how. So we've moved into a world where AI has leveled up the game. AI, is like steroids, okay, used by data professionals. Okay, and let me show you something. You may be wondering how did ChatGPT do this? It uses something called code interpreter. Code interpreter. So if I click on this little icon here, you can see it says view analysis. You see some background codes that it has written. These are Python codes that it used to analyze the data. And that is how it is able to, accurately analyze large volume of data. So now that we've discovered that the key thing, let me do this. Okay. Let me switch my display. Let me swap it. All right. So now that we've ascertained this. So how exactly will AI give me a second? I'm not sure why my screen is the way it is. Okay, guys, can we see my screen though? Can we see my screen? Can we see my screen? Can we see my screen? Okay, fantastic, fantastic, great. So now, as I was saying, AI will replace you with a professional who knows or embraces it. It's as simple as that. So now that we've established that, okay, one of the things you must do in the world of tech is you must show proof of your work. You must show proof of your work. You can't say, oh, you simply just change your job title on LinkedIn and you think that recruiters will start paying attention to you. They must see proof that you actually did the work that you say you know how to do. And that proof is what will get you one of the numerous jobs that are out there out of the 35,000 jobs that are open. And when I say proof, let me show you an example. So you don't say, well, Mohammed, you are talking. Show us. So let me show you a portfolio, okay, that I designed, okay, and you must have something like this to your disposal. You must have something like this as well. A portfolio page is a personal website page that showcases who you are. Okay, and people can read about you. Click on view project and it goes to your portfolio page, shows some of the work you've been able to do in the past. Okay, you also have a contact page where people can contact you. So and you can build this web page without writing one line of code. One line of code you won't write, and you get this done. So this is the kind of proof you need. You also need to post your work on LinkedIn, else you are just wasting your time, for lack of a better word. Okay, and that's the reality. Most of you apply to jobs and you complain, oh, I get rejections. It's because you don't have proof. And there are 35K open roles across the data realm, data analytics, data science, and business analysis, but you just need one job and you still don't have it yet. Okay, you need just one job, you don't have it yet. So what is the issue really? What is the issue really? All right, what is the issue really? And so the issue is this, right? A lot of Africans, before they even start, um, they have failed already because the right career path is not what you chose. And if you want to get a job in the second half of 2025, it's going to be totally hinged on the career path you choose. Okay, and that brings me to this: whatever career path you choose should have three things. It should be easy to learn, it should be easy to transition, and you should have fantastic salary projections. If anyone is missing, you are wasting your time. Okay, trust me, you are wasting your time. And when I say easy to learn, I don't mean career path that you just sit down on your couch, you just lie down, sleep all day, and you know it. No, I am talking of you showing up. I am talking of you being able to learn it regardless of your current background, whether you're in engineering or you didn't even go to school, or you are in supply chain, or you are in fine arts, or you are in whatever sector you are in currently, you can jump on this and learn it. Okay, it's also easy to transition because there is abundance in terms of the vacancies you have out there. If you have time, I'll show you on LinkedIn. And then you have great salary projections. Now, having said this, what we did here at Nebiant Analytics is we looked at popular job boards, LinkedIn, Indeed, CV Library, Glassdoor, Atsuna, WWR, that's we work remotely, Micro1.ai, Talent HQ, so many job boards like that. I also looked at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report for 2025, projecting that data jobs are going to be on the rise between now and 2030. Even if it is already high in demand, it is still going to increase by another 30 to 35% between now and 2030. Now, we combine these two information, and that was how we selected data analytics, data science, business analysis as the right career path for Africans to get into in today's world. Now, let me walk you through what you need to become either of these. Now, to become a data analyst, you need to know Excel, okay, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio, and ChatGPT. As a data scientist, and mind you, as a data analyst, your job is to summarize data. Okay, let me not complicate it. To summarize data in form of charts and visuals. As a data scientist, your job is to predict what is likely going to happen in the future for these organizations so that they can take decisions. Okay, and you need to know Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python, GitHub, and ChatGPT. And as a business analyst, your job is to help the organization achieve their goal by process optimization, documenting, tracking, and leading. Okay, so you need to know Excel, SQL, Power BI, Miro, Jira, Azure DevOps, uh, Draw.io, ChatGPT. Now, ordinarily, Excel, SQL, and Power BI is not required. I said ordinarily, or let me not say ordinarily, let me say in the past. Excel, SQL, and Power BI are usually not required. But today, recruiters have started asking for business analysts that know a little bit of data to go along with it. And that was why we added these three tools to our business analysis curriculum. If you've not filled the attendance form, this is the time to do that. Okay, click on it and fill it out. Now that you know what you need, which one will you choose? Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be a data analyst? Do you want to be summarizing? You want to be summarizing data, or you want to be predicting, or you want to lead and optimize processes? Which one do you want to do? Type it in the chat as we go on. Fill the attendance form as well to go along with it. Type it in the chat. Let me know where are the data analysts, where are the data scientists, and where are my beloved business analysts. Okay, Chibuzo wants to be a data scientist. Sunny wants to be a data analyst. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Many data scientists, Adeleke data analysts. So, well, nobody for business analysts. So, let me see who the first business analyst will be. All right, while we go ahead, I can see the responses coming in now. So, as we move on, right, there are three things you need to do. You need to start learning. After you choose a career path, you need to start learning. Okay, Jesse is the first business analyst. Your congratulations. So you start learning a high in demand skill. You brand yourself. And when I say branding, it goes along with all of these. Your CV, your LinkedIn profile. You need to build a portfolio. I showed you a portfolio. You need an Upwork profile. You need mentorship. You need lifetime interview prep. So if you get an interview prep. Okay, Joel, You keep on asking what's the difference between data table and a table. I never said data table, I said Excel table. Okay, if you've not filled the attendance form, Joel, then you've made a mistake. So if you want to get explanation on what I did, simply fill the attendance form. What I did will be sent to you as a recording so that you can go through it again. Okay, Joel, that's what you need to do right now. Okay, I saw the question initially, and you need to fill the attendance form. That's your best choice now. Okay, I would explain that later on. Okay, during the question and answer session, you can ask me again. All right. So now, you need mentorship, you need lifetime interview prep. So if you have an interview coming up to prepare you, you need job reference, you need on-the-job support. So after you've gotten the job, you still need support. Plus, you need to strategically apply to jobs. Now, applying to jobs is not your usual hit the apply button with any CV that you have, or that one CV you paid somebody to do for you. You need to, if you're applying to a job, you cannot apply to another job with the same CV. You must fine tune the CV using AI. You fine tune the CV using AI before you apply to the job. Because whenever you hit the apply button, your CV does not go to the recruiter directly. It goes to what we call ATS. The ATS looks at your CV and compares it to the job description and decides whether to send you a rejection email or to move your CV to the next level. And the decision will be based on a score it will give your CV on a scale of 1 to 100. If you score anything below 90, you are likely going to get a rejection email. Now, I I have as a bonus, I'll be giving to some selected people. Okay, as a bonus, I'll be giving some selected people early access to how you can use AI to optimize your CV before applying to jobs. Not everybody will get that. Some selected people. So um, I will be selecting those people at the end of this particular session. So you see how you can apply to jobs using AI as an advantage, as an unfair, I call it the unfair advantage. Okay, so Esther did it. Okay, these are the things that she did, right? She started learning. Okay, she did branding, following all our instructions. She applied to the job, and then she got an offer. This was the same model Esther followed. Okay. And there are more people. It's not just Esther and Naomi. You have Ugochi. Let me quickly breeze through it. Ugochi stepped out of the corporate space to become a mom. She decided she wanted to get back, but she wanted to get back big. She didn't want to, come back and have to struggle and start over again. So she joined our program. And fast forward, she got a job in June 2025. Okay. And she joined us in February. Ugochi struggled with imposter syndrome. If you know what that is, imposter syndrome is when you feel as if you are a fraud. Okay, and that can affect your success. So we dealt with it with her, and she was able to get a job. Later on, we have more people. We have Oluwaseun. Okay, we have Oluwaseun. Okay, we have Mary. Let me talk about Mary first. Mary saw us on Instagram. She's been looking for a remote job. So she thought, you know what, I'm gonna join Aviant. So she did that. So December 2024. And fast forward, she initially got an internship somewhere in Ghana. Okay. Now she has a paid 6 month internship with a long-term contract to follow it. Okay. And when she was giving her testimonial, she said, I don't think I am that special. I think it's the CV you guys gave me that stood me out. That's what she said, not me. Okay, she said it, not me. All right. And this is Oluwaseun. He used to work in a very small microfinance bank as a risk officer. I went to give a speech somewhere on the island last year. He happened to be there. He was one of the persons that asked me a question. And long story short, he joined our program and he has since gotten several contracts. Currently works with your innovations blog. And this is since March. That's what we're sharing. And we have more people. We have Grace. Grace, her company saw her upskilling, they ignored her until she left. Okay. And she used to be a computer operator for a small insurance company. Lebura posted her first Excel dashboard on LinkedIn, and that was how she got a DM from a recruiter. Helene Okai, sorry about that. Helene, Helene Okai. I was the one who prepared her her recommendation letter, and that's why I love to talk about Helene. And she graduated with a biology degree. Okay, now she works as a marketing data analyst, and she joined us in January. So some of the things you also get, and just by joining Nevent Analytics is, and this is just me highlighting these lifetime packages. So we call them the lifetime packages. So upon joining, what do you get perpetually? You get a lifetime interview preparation. Okay, if you have an interview coming up, even if your program has ended officially, you can still interview, you can still get preparation for that interview for free. Lifetime access to your training materials. You join us once, you have a lifetime access to your training materials, all your resources, all the videos, the data sets you used in class. You will be able to access them anytime, any day, even after a program has ended. Lifetime access to recommendation letters. Now, when you get a job, you need recommendation letter. In fact, I just finished filling a form earlier today for one of our participants, asking for a recommendation. This is lifetime. Whether you're in the program or you're done with it, lifetime. You also have a lifetime access to our alumni mentorship. So regularly we meet with our alumni to ensure that you constantly gain value from the program. Okay, so having said that, the journey is a 4-month journey, right? 3 months you use it to learn, to build a reward project under the guidance of an instructor, and then you have 1 month of internship where there is no longer guidance, you just feedback. Classes are mainly on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time for 3 hours. You have an instructor like myself on a call like this, present their screen and walk you through step by step and ensure that you do the same, okay, before the class ends. All right. And on Sundays, you get what we call DID videos. These are self-paced preparatory videos that prepare you ahead of the next class on Saturday. So it's a blended learning process. So you get yourself prepared using pre-recorded videos, and then you come to class to solve an actual business problem under the guidance of an instructor. So that would have been all, but because that's not the only thing we offer, you have some sessions during the week, and the weekday sessions are not classes, and they hold in the evening, 9 to 10 p.m. Tuesdays, 9 to 10 p.m., we get what we call support session. This is a session dedicated to you asking questions around gray areas or any issues whatsoever you have in your learning journey. Okay, we have dedicated this time on Tuesday, but it doesn't mean this is the only opportunity you have to ask questions. You can ask questions during class. You also have a WhatsApp platform where your facilitator will be on, where you can also ask questions. All right. You also have Thursday evening sessions, 9 to 10 p.m. mentorship. This is where we get to discuss topics that nobody will talk to you about when you're getting into it. No other person will talk to you about it. Let me give you an example. How do you introduce yourself in an interview? How do you answer tricky questions like, oh, can you tell me a time where you had a disagreement with your line manager? How did you resolve it? Are you going to say you punched your line manager in the face? Are you going to say that? So how do you negotiate a salary during an interview? Okay, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? How do you set realistic goals as a human, as a professional? So these are things that ordinarily you will not get from a training program like this, but we offer it, using this schedule. Now, you use 2 learning platforms. Google Classroom. This is the secret behind the lifetime access you have, to all your training materials. And you also use um, our bespoke learning management. You also use our bespoke learning management system, okay, LMS, where you use to gain access to your preparatory DID videos. So moving along, guys, moving along, okay, moving along. Now you have access to the brochure here. I'm not going to overflog that. So when you, if you fill the attendance form in the chat, okay, click on that link, fill your attendance form. You get all of these things that are on that. Everything you've seen on my screen so far, you get it, the data set, these slides, and the recording. Now, these are some of the projects you get to work on and put in your project portfolio. Fantastic projects that you get to put in your portfolio. And these are some of our student portfolios. You can look at them as well, look at the variation, and we are we've got into how you can join our next class starting this weekend. So we have a class starting this weekend. Okay, we have a class starting this weekend. Okay, we have a class starting this weekend, and the earlier the better. Okay, I'm going to tell you how you can get yourself started this weekend. Okay, and you may already want to ask, we have a class starting this weekend, August 9th. Okay, we have the next class after that starting September 6th. Okay, and you can decide to join one of these two classes. But here is the catch. Listen to this. First off, I've been speaking to everybody. We're about 40, 41 on this call. I want to speak with just those people who, in their mind, have decided, you know what, I want to do this. I want to get into tech. I want to do this. If you are that person, type I in the chat. Let me know that I am speaking to you. Okay? I am speaking to you. Type I in the chat so I know I am speaking to you. Now, our next class starts August 9th. The very next cohort starts August 9th. Okay, and I'm going to tell you how to join that cohort now and what you start. Okay, and I want you to listen very good. Now, for you to get access to the program, okay, you get to choose which of the programs you want to go for, either data science, data analytics, or business analysis. The price for the program flat is 350,000 naira. Okay, 350,000 naira. Now you see that 350,000 naira. For anybody that can hear my voice right now on this call, you will not be paying 350,000 naira. Okay, you get 100K off, and instead of 350,000 naira, you get to pay 250,000 naira. Now, I want you to listen very good. We have given 100K off, and this is the discounted price instead of 350K. It is a limited time offer, by the way. It is a limited time offer, and it is very tight. And I will tell you why it is very tight. The reason why it is very tight is, first off, you can split this into 3 installments. 85,000, that gets you started with the August cohort. And then 1 month later, you pay another 85,000. And then 1 month later again, you then pay another 80,000. So you can spread the payment across 2 months. You pay now, pay next month, and then upper month, you pay the final installment. 85, 85, 80. You get started immediately. Okay, now you can do that via a direct bank transfer or on our website using our online payment channel via Paystack. Okay, and this is for people who want to start in August. Now, if you want to start in September, that's September 6th, you want to start September 6th, here is what you want to do. You want to do a down payment of 30K at least. With 30,000 naira, you secure the discounted slot. So you hold down this discounted price for yourself with just 30K minimum, and then you indicate during the enrollment process that I want to start in September, and that way you have secured the discount even if you want to start in September. Else, aside this, you are going to be required to pay a total sum of 350,000 naira. So it's a limited time offer, very limited. Okay, and just a few people that I want to work with. And with once you are done with securing your spots, either with 85,000 or 30,000, depending on where you want to start, when you want to start, send me a DM immediately. 0703 215 8619. That is my personal line, my hotline. Please do not call, send a DM. You only call me only if you want me to have a nightmare. Okay, so send me a DM with a proof of payment. Make the payment via our Kuda bank account 3002 or you go to our website to make use of our online payment channel. Very easy to use via Paystack. So with a direct transfer and sending me the proof of payment, that also works. 0703 215 8619. Send me a proof of payment and let us get you started. So, who am I working with while I take questions for the next 10 to 15 minutes? Who am I working with? If you've secured a spot, type it done in the chat box so I know you secured the spots and send me a DM ASAP. Send me a DM ASAP so we can work with you. So we can work with you. So we can work with you. Um, so who has questions? Questions, questions, questions. Who has a question? Who has a question? Who has a question? Who has a question for me? You can either type it in the chat, so I'll pick it one by one, or you can raise up your hand. I can see Spencer. Spencer Shoyemi. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation. Your hand is up. I don't know whether you want to speak. So I'll allow you on mute. So Spencer, you can unmute your mic. Please do not unmute until I call your name, right? So Spencer, your hand is up. You want to go ahead and ask a question while I await questions in the chat box. Yeah.
Good day. Hello, good day.
Yeah. Hi. Good day. I can hear you.
Fantastic. So I just wanted to be sure. I think I missed it. So is it all the three programs that is 250? What about if one just wants one of the courses? Is that possible? Let's say I just want to do data analysis or business analysis. Sorry.
Yeah. It's so the price you're seeing the three programs.
Yeah.
These are the prices. Okay. So
Okay.
you choose one, and this is the price for one. Okay, it's not all three. In fact, if you come and tell me you want to do all three, I'll tell you no. Okay, start with one. Okay, so data analytics, 250,000 discounted price right now. Data science, 250,000 discounted price right now. Business analysis, 250,000 discounted price right now. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So, with that answer now, what's your decision? I mean, or have you already secured your spot? You just wanted that clarification.
No, I've not secured my spots yet. But I mean,
Or
I'm just interested in business analysis.
business analysis. Okay. So, why haven't you secured your spot yet? Is there any real blocker right now?
Well, I'm still checking. I'm still checking on the financials of it. But
Okay.
then again, the price is fantastic for what I've seen so far. Because if I'm to, so if, I mean, I have a background in tech spanning over 30 years, so I kind of like understand where all this is coming from and the benefits of the whole process. And so I've done
Yeah.
AI, I've done cybersecurity, but then again, like you said earlier in the video, you were like, of course, you need to put yourself out there. You need to put out your portfolio. You need to put out everything that you need to put out, which is one of the things most people don't. So I'm just trying to look at a course that would give me that arrangement, and based on what I've heard so far, it sounds pretty good.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, great. So now you say you've done cybersecurity, you've done AI. So are
Yes.
you already in the space? Do you already work as a cybersecurity analyst, or what's the situation right now?
Okay, so I more of a consultant. Like I said earlier, I owned the first cyber cafe in Nigeria in the 90s. So obviously you would know that. I mean, my tech background is pretty top notch. But then again, like
Yeah,
tech is something that is ever evolving. You really can't. Even if you've used it once, if you're not using it consistently and you're not in the knowledge of things consistently, you would just be left
yeah,
off the bus, basically. So, why I try as much as possible to
absolutely.
upskill on a steady basis, and all that. I mean, and I really appreciate the fact that,
Oh,
I mean, from what
okay.
I've seen you explain, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the best way to go about some of these courses and getting that practical knowledge on what to do and how to go about it.
Yeah,
I'm really looking
absolutely,
forward.
absolutely.
I'm looking
So
forward to it though.
yeah, so that's the I mean the reason for my question is just if you want this, you want to do this. I know you said you're already in tech, and but we are here, okay? So probably you're looking for something. So if it is one of the courses, I mean, why haven't you taken it already? Okay, because I mean this is a limited offer, right? So that's just my 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 question to you. Okay, or what's your plan really? Is it, are you taking it now? Are you
I
planning
probably would take it
September?
now
What's the
or in September. But worst case scenario is going to be in September.
Okay, gonna be in September. So I hope you know that if you want these discounts, okay, ahead of September, you have to secure it now with 30,000.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I saw that bit.
Okay, fantastic. So what's your decision? Are you securing it now, or you're just not
I mean,
securing it?
I won't say I'm not just. I mean, let just
Okay.
let. I mean, I'm keeping it very open, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So I mean, let's see what can happen.
All right. So we'll see what can happen. But what I can assure you is that if you don't secure it now, you'll be paying 350,000. Now, I've had people in the
Um,
past tell me, "Oh, I don't mind paying 350,000." Okay.
I mean, if
So
I'm even saying, but even 350,000 naira for the kind of for what I've seen that is being deployed, I know for a certain that whatever it is, even if you're a newbie in the game, 350,000 after that kind of course will just be a walk in the park. And I've seen this with quite a number of tech. I mean, it's something that you probably earn in like 2 weeks. I mean, afterwards. So it really doesn't
absolutely.
matter for me. I'm just like, let me just get ahead of myself in the game and see. Because to be honest with you, I'm being very honest now. I'm just rounding up like a CPAP course and another one again simultaneously. And I just finished two AI courses. And I'm like, I'm doing this like, it's becoming like, ah, man, dude, you need to take it easy. But then again, I'm like I said, you need to keep upskilling and putting your work out there. That's the position I'm not doing. I'm not really putting my work out there because some of the things I can't put some of the things out there because of non-disclosure agreements and the likes. So that's it. So I just need a situation
All
where I'm
right.
able to put something out. Yeah.
All right. No problem at all. Okay. No problem at all.
Okay.
All right. So
Thank you.
I really hope all of the things you've learned and you will learn, you can actually put it to very good use, especially in terms of earning. Okay, and upskilling is very good. I know so many people that they just want to upskill, not looking for a job really. All right, so let me take someone else. I see some questions in the chat. Let me see if there's some questions in the chat. before I take hands again. Let's see. Is September called the last for the year? So Mohammed, that's the next cohort after the August cohort, and this discount, okay, is for you to secure a spot ahead of that. Okay, if you want to start in August, this is the first installment that you need. Okay, let's see. Who is the next person in the chat? You can raise your hand if you want me to call your name so you can unmute to speak. Okay, but I'm taking question in the chat. Sally Miracle. Is Miracle still here? Miracle, are you still here? Let me see. Is Miracle still here? Okay, Miracle is still here. So please, I want to ask, can one go through the program without a laptop? Capital letter, no. Okay, so this is not those programs that you learn with your phone and then you get a job. No, impossible. So you need a laptop, okay? And you don't actually need to own a laptop. You just need access to a laptop. So if you have access to a laptop, that will be sufficient for you to actually go ahead and learn, okay? But you can also leverage the September possibility, secure a discount now, have 1 month extras, 1 month extra to get yourself a laptop, or to arrange access to a laptop, and then you can jump on the program in September, okay, and still get the discount. So that is something you can do. Miracle. So Miracle, did I answer your question? Hi Miracle, are you still with me? Uh, did I answer your question? Okay, Daniel says, while I'm waiting for, okay, so Miracle, what are you doing now? Are you taking the slots now? You should take the slots now. What do you think? You should take the slot now while it's lasts. I mean, except if it's you really don't want to do this. It's just so you want to take the slot now, okay? Miracle. So I don't know. I've received some DM already. Probably you're one of them. Uh, is your number? Does your number end with 4969? Is that you? Is that you? All right. So while I'm waiting for a response, let me take the next question. Kindly permit me to ask question, Clement. Okay, Clement, I'll take your hand now. Let me just take some of the questions in the chat and I'll call you. Okay. You didn't answer my question. Will the September call be the last? Of course not. September call will not be the last, but that is the last cohort for the discount, Muhammad. So I don't know if that answers the question now. Clement, I want to take the slot and start in August. So Clement, you can go ahead and speak, please. Unmute your mic and speak.
But thank you, Mohammed. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Good evening. How are you doing too?
I'm cool. I have qualifications in marketing. I have PhD in marketing.
Okay.
So, which course among these three will be appropriate for me? I joined very late, so obviously I must have missed a lot of information. So, I just want to
Yeah,
know. I'm into sales,
definitely.
marketing, business development. I'm a general manager of a company. So, which course do you think will be more relevant for upskilling myself?
Fantastic. So you can either take the data analytics or the business analysis course. Although I am more biased to data analytics, and I'll tell you the reason why. Let me show you this young lady right here. Her name is Helene Okai. Helene Okai. Helene Okai studied biology in the university. She currently works as a marketing data analyst after taking our data analytics course. Now, if Helene Okai with a biology degree is currently working as a marketing data analyst, how about you that have a degree in marketing? Okay, so for you, it is going to be even easier to leverage your degree, even if it is not a criteria. So it is a selling point for you, okay? Because everybody has unique selling point. So for you as a person, this question is, I mean, this answer is specifically for you because you asked. For you, it is a lot straightforward to align what you learned in your degree to the job you are looking for. So roles like marketing data analyst, you can go for those kind of roles easily and easily become the top ranking candidate even before the interview rules. So let me tell you how it works. You hit the apply button, your CV goes through the ATS. Um, from the ATS, it goes to recruiter. Now the recruiter looked at it and they have preference based on the content of the CV. If they see your CV that you have a degree in that aspect, it becomes a selling point for you. Yes, they will interview everybody, and whoever sells themselves well the most gets the job. For you, it is easy to sell yourself. Oh, you have this, you have that. And once you're able to show workings, you're able to show that you worked on some projects, you have a portfolio. Okay, like I showed earlier in the session. I don't know if you caught that when you joined. It is a walk in the park for you. So Clement, without a shadow of a doubt, I would I would recommend data analytics for you. But if you still want a one-on-one where you want more details about it, all you need to do is just book a session with me. All right, or you can just send me a DM via my line, okay? But ensure you secure the slot first so that by the time we've discussed, okay, the slots are not gone and you then have to miss out. Okay, I wouldn't want that to happen for you, but what I recommend for you is data analytics. Okay, so how does that sound to you, Clement?
Okay, Mohammed, thank you. So I will change my choice there because when I came in, I overheard when you were asking people to indicate the courses they would love to take. So I indicated business analysis, but now I go with your option. So I go with data analysis. No problem. I will secure the slot. Just what's your number? If I want to talk to you.
0703 215 8619. It is I am more responsive via WhatsApp, okay, than phone calls. All right. So WhatsApp
Please,
is a lot
kindly share
easier.
it. Kindly share it on the wall. Please kindly share it on the wall. I will pick it from there.
Okay. Okay, zero
Uh,
seven zero three one five 8619. All right, 0703
okay.
8619. All right. So
Thank you very much.
I
Yeah.
okay. So you be locking down your discount also alongside. Hi Clement. So will you be locking down your discount alongside as well?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Okay, all right. So I'll be expecting your DM then, okay? So that we can
Yeah.
go through the yeah. All right. So
Okay. Thank you
somebody
very
said
much. I will.
fantastic. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. All right. Miracle is saying, okay, sir, pick will you actually pick a slot, but first, I have to get the laptop aspect settled. So, Miracle, I'm fine if you are fine with getting the laptop settled, okay, and having to pay 350K after that. That's absolutely fine by me. All right. But I don't know, is that fine by you? What would you rather pay 250K? Um, 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 you can unmute your mic, Miracle. I can see you on the call. So, can you unmute your mic so we can have a more seamless discussion? Or you're in a noise if you're in a noisy place, you may want to keep your mic muted. But if you aren't in a noisy place, feel free to unmute and let's speak. You can use the microphone button. Just click on it on mute and let's speak. Miracle.
Okay, sir. Hello.
All right, fantastic. I can hear you clearly now.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
so yeah, so are you fine with paying 350K after you must have gotten the laptop settled?
Yes, it's okay by me because getting a laptop is very important because
It's
this is
very
something
important.
I yes, and I have to save up to that. I don't mind if this course is actually available at any time. I don't mind at all. I don't mind.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, 350K is fine. All right,
it's
so
fine. Once I
350.
can.
Okay, all right. That's fantastic. It's also fine by me. All right. But how about this? Listen to this. Now,
Mm.
if you actually secure the spot with just 30,000 now, you get to save 100K eventually. That 100K can do two things for you. Okay. Number one, you can add that 100K to what you want to get, to what you want to use to get a laptop. Okay. You can either get it faster or still get the laptop at the same time you initially planned you want to get it, but get a better laptop because 100K is a big bump to uh, a laptop price. Okay. Or you can, I know I said two things, but this is the third one. Or you see that 100,000 naira extra. Okay. I don't know. Do you like shawarma? Miracle. Is shawarma something you
Of course.
fantastic. I like the fact that you like shawarma. Do you know how many shawarmas you can get? You can get a 1 month supply worth of shawarma for that 100K. I won't mind that. If I were you, I mean, I won't mind that. I don't mind getting 1 month worth of shawarma supply. So these are three things you can, okay, if you secure that spot now with 30K. Three things. Either get a better laptop, or you get a laptop earlier, or you get 100K worth of one more shawarma. So which one of these three are you picking?
Sir, the shawarma is not my problem. Getting the skills or this
Okay,
knowledge is more important than shawarma, actually. While I'm saying
fantastic.
that is because right now, even if I say I want to secure a spot, I'm not capable
Yeah.
of getting a laptop and also securing a spot right now
Okay.
because with what I'm doing, I have to like plan myself actually. So for next year, I know this course is actually on every year, right?
Hmm. Next year. Next
So
year. Don't even try. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let,
okay,
let me let me just tell you something I experienced since I've gotten into tech. So when I got into the space, right?
yeah.
Um, very quickly AI dominated. So even the Excel, let me show you something. Even the Excel that you are using,
Mm,
okay, the Excel that we use, okay,
yeah.
it it has a feature. It has a feature called Copilot across Microsoft. Okay, you have a feature called Copilot. I don't know if you are familiar with um, Power BI as well. So before you don't have those features, now you start having AI features across almost all the tools that you are using. And as you are in the space, there are some new tools that would evolve. Now we have Microsoft Fabric. Although if you know how to use Power BI and Excel, you Microsoft Fabric is a walk in the park. All right. Um, but the thing is, this evolution keeps on happening. Now, if you wait till next year, here's what's going to happen. We are getting very close to a time where anybody can analyze data. The only thing you know how to use moving forward is how to use AI. And of course, what will create that difference and the quality of the work you do with AI is your previous knowledge in this data skill. Now, what if we all were doing Shakara for tech until COVID happened? Around COVID time, that was the turning point for me to tech. COVID did not only accelerate tech, it accelerated working from home. So because of the experience and what people achieved working from home, it changed the landscape. So there is really nothing guaranteed for you for next year. So I used to tell people that the best time to get into tech was yesterday. Today is the next best time. So don't plan for next year. Miracle. It's a big mistake, okay? Between now and the end of the year, you should be talking of getting your first tech job, not still planning on how you want to get into tech. Yes, things may come up. Okay, you may decide you want to buy a car now. Okay, and instead of, instead of getting into tech, you save up and buy a car. It's nice, okay, but investing in yourself is a lot better because of the long run. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
Miracle. The discussion we're
Yes,
having
sir.
now is just 30,000 only. Secure your spot and pay school. What are you gonna do?
Sorry, come again, please. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I said the discussion we're having now is just 30K only. What are you going to do? I gave you three options. You said the shawarma is not a problem. So let's leave out the shawarma. You have you can get the laptop faster or get a better laptop at the time that you plan to get it. So which one are you taking then? Which one are you taking?
um. Okay, so I'll get back to you. I'll get
Ah,
back to you.
see, all the people that have told me that they'll get back to me, they never go back to me.
Definitely,
Okay?
I will. I will.
You sound, you sound very different, but majority, 90% that have told me I'll get back to you. In fact, if I pick up my phone and call you, you will not pick. You saw that is Muhammad, it's Muhammad again. Okay. So don't use that scope. So it's either, I mean, if you don't want it, you don't want this, and I'm not a policeman, okay? I'm not a
Yeah.
policeman. So if you don't want this, fine. People have told me categorically, oh, I don't want to get into tech. Fine. But if this is really what you want, okay, there is no harm. Save the 100K, okay? Take the 30K slot. All right. Miracle. Take 30K slot, okay? Exactly. Clement is saying book your slot now. Okay, Clement is not my team member. He asked the question earlier. You heard him ask. I think it was before you, right? So
Mm,
he's saying take your slot now, get the laptop, and then you get yourself started. Okay? You can even dash me the 100K since you don't mind. You can just dash me. All right. Honestly,
oh
I'm
God.
not joking. Though. Miracle, I'm not
I
joking.
know.
You dash me 100K now. I'll just use it to place that shawarma order, and then I'll show you pictures of the shawarma when I'm eating it. All right.
Ah.
So, so miracle bottom one, secure your sports. It's not gonna do you any harm. Okay.
All right, sir.
Secure. Sports. All right. So I'm ensure to secure your sports. Okay, so you don't miss out.
All
Um,
right, sir.
don't plan. Yeah, don't plan for next year. It's a mistake. Okay. So let me see. Who has a question? Mohammed
Mm,
Oni. Um, go ahead on mute, ask your question. Training is starting August 9th, okay? August 9th. Okay, August 9th, this course is starting. You're gonna start August 9th. The first installment is what is due, 85K. You're gonna start September 6th. All you need to do is to lock down with 30K now. Okay, and that discount is yours. All right. It is online, okay, online. All right, it is online, so you connect with students across Africa, and you also get familiar with remote work. Okay, you also get familiar with remote work. All those training that you have physically, are not really effective for two reasons. Number one is you get limited to a very small group of professionals within a locality. Second thing is you are unable to work effectively remotely. So that is these are some of the reasons why we operate, even our team here at Navians operate fully remotely. Okay. The training is during the weekend, okay, not during work hours. All right, during the weekend, well suited for anybody who has time during the weekend. And even if you don't have time, okay, we have a special way of working with people like that. So all you need to do is send me a DM. I'll sort that out. All right. So once you secure the spot, send me proof of payment, and we can get that rolling. What time during the weekend? 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, 3 hours. Although that's on paper, the facilitator would ensure that everybody gets it typically before they get out of class. So sometimes it may extend 3.5 hours max. Okay, so Sundays you have preparatory videos, so you don't need to show up for a specific time at a specific time rather. You watch the videos, prepare you ahead of your next class on Saturday, so you can spread the videos in your leisure time. So the idea is to prepare you ahead of the next class, because what you actually do in class is not theory. You solve actual problems during the class. So that is what you do, or that's the schedule during the training program. The schedule you have during the weekdays are in the evenings, like this kind of time. Okay. And it is not a class, it is actually follow up. You get to ask questions and also mentorship. So that's how it goes. I hope that, you know, yeah, the timing is okay, well thought out. So, uh, it is not a coincidence. So well crafted. Okay. So I hope to see your DM on Clement once I pick up my phone. Already got some DMs. Not sure which one will be yours. So Mohammed Oni, go ahead and ask a question.
So what if let me give example of Miracle. She books
Okay.
her slots with 30K this
Okay.
and probably her laptop came in November. Will she still
Okay.
be benefiting the 250K?
Are you worried about Miracle? You're worried about. Let me first ask you that question. You seem to
Eh,
be very worried about Miracle.
I'm worried about myself and Miracle.
All right. That's fine. So the actual fact is this, yeah. Once you get yourself registered with a 30K, okay, you have a maximum of 2 months, okay, to get started. All right, you have a maximum of 2 months to get started. So you have the opportunity to select either September or even October. Okay, so we don't want to encourage you to uh delay starting, because delay time is money, right? They say time is money. So as you are delaying, you are spending more money. I don't know if that makes sense. So the earlier, the better. Okay. So even if that leeway is available, I wouldn't advise that you do it that way. Of course, it buys you more time, but you want to start as early as possible. People that started in February, they've gotten jobs. Okay. So the earlier you start, the earlier you get a job. Okay, I don't know, except if you have a different plan. I don't need a job in the next 3 months or in the next 4 months. I need a job next year. Well, I don't know. But normally people who we work with, they need a job like right now. Okay. So they feel it's even too late to start. But guess what? The next best time is to start now. So start as early as possible. Okay, even if that leeway is available, if you, I mean, to start at a later time, um, once you secure your discount. Okay, so whoever is fine, and look, let's be honest, whoever is fine with 350K price point can get a laptop as quickly as as they want. Okay, so trust me, that's been our experience so far with people who we worked with. So that is pretty much what it is. So I don't know if I answered the question, Oni.
Yeah. And when are we getting this slide?
So you get the slide typically, let's say, within the next 24 hours, okay? Because the recording is still recording now. So the recording is done on the cloud. Once it's available, it goes along with the slide and the data sets via email. I saw somebody saying, oh, they did not get the last one. Probably you
Yeah.
want to, okay, that was you. That was you. That was you.
Yes.
Yes, I remember now. So you want to check your spam folder in your email to ensure that that's not where it's, I mean, to just to check if it's there, because um, except if one made a mistake, maybe you made a mistake in your email when you're filling it out, or it is your spam folder in your email. These are the only two things that can make you not get the email. Okay, so
I
check
actually
check your spam.
I've checked. So is there a way I can get it now? Maybe I made a mistake in writing the email or something.
Okay. Okay, so what you want to do is let's chat via DM. Send me your email out. I would share with my team members in charge of
All right.
these buzzing, yeah, the recordings and the like, so you can get it. All right. But did you fill the form though? Do you fill the form
Yes, I did.
again today? Okay, all
Yes.
right. So automatically you would even get it. You would even get it. So okay. So you don't even need to send me your email. Okay. Just send me the proof of payment. All right. That's what you need to send to me now. Send the proof of payment so that we can work with you. Is that fine? you're laughing. You are laughing, buddy. So send me the proof of payment so we can work with you, okay? Let's see. If you fill the attendance form, you get the recorded session. Okay. So if the only reason why you may not receive a notification is if it goes to your spam folder and your email. All right. Any professional certification, capital letter, yes. Okay, you get a professional certification at the end of the training program. Our students get jobs though before then. So you may be one of you, just maybe one of them. All right. And for someone like you, Clement, I really want to work with you, okay, to see what we can achieve together. Who else do I have here? Who else? I have people here that have not spoken. So if you've not spoken, why haven't you spoken yet? Okay. Or have you registered and you just want to see this session? And if that's the case, then congratulations. If you've already sent me a DM. If not, what's the hold up? What's the hold up? Okay, if you're still here up till now, then it's something you're interested in. So what's the hold up? Why are you not asking me questions? Why aren't you asking me questions? Daniel said I was told that since I've committed on payment, that there is no need to fill the attendance form. Yes, of course. But if you want the recording, I would. So two things. You can ask for the recording from my team member who is already speaking with you, or you can just go ahead and fill out the attendance form. So I think it's easier for you to just ask from that my team member. So I attended the session on so date. I need the recording, and you get that since you've already secured the sports Daniel. All right. So I think that about that. Is there any other person that has any other question before we shut down? Is there any other person? Let me know who you. So send me a DM, okay? Daniel 0703-215-8611. All right, send me a DM. Let me sort that out to you. Okay, let me sort that out to you. Normally you'd get a response. Okay, so send me a DM. All right, send me a DM 0703-215-8619. All right. Uzoma Onyekachi, your hand is up. Go ahead and ask a question. I think you'll be the final person I'll take tonight before we close. Okay. Go
Hello,
ahead.
well, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good.
All
Yes,
right,
I
please.
can.
I missed out from the beginning of the session. My network was very bad, so I don't know if I can get the recorded session to so that later I can now maybe chat you because I got your number.
Go through. Okay. Okay. All right. So,
Mm.
I don't know if you were able to fill out the attendance. Were you able to do that?
I didn't. I checked the chat. I didn't see the attendance.
Okay, it's in the chat again now. Like right now, it was just posted again. I'm sure that was for you. So, can you look at the chat again now and click on the? When I say the chat, I'm talking about this call, this meeting.
Yeah, on
Did you
this
join
call.
with your phone?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, you've seen it. All right, brilliant. So, just click on it, fill it out, and that's all you need to. That's all you need to actually do. Okay, that's all you need to actually do. All right. So, I think that this will be where I'll draw the curtain. So, to all the people that said they would secure a spot tonight, I know some people have dropped off, but to all of you that said you secure a spot tonight, I would have something special for you. Okay, I'm not sure if I have it in this slide. Let me see. Do I have it here? Exactly. So I'll show you how to build a portfolio. All right. I'll show you how to build a portfolio if you are one of the first 10 people to join. Okay. I would send that as an extra resource for you. I talked about building a portfolio. I wish Clement was here to have heard this. So um, I'll share a resource that walks you through step by step on how to build a project portfolio, like the type I showed you earlier in the session if you were here. If and only if you secure your spot tonight. So I'll see you on the inside. Um, where are those people? Where are my people? Miracle, Oni, who else? Where are they? Some of you have dropped off. So I would love to see you um, in on the inside. Okay. So that is that about that for tonight. I hope to receive your DMs um, as well. So cheers, guys, and have a wonderful night rest.
All right.